It doesn't matter. Make sure it's working. Well, I guess I can. I don't even have to look at the. I'll just wait until the bot kicks in, then I know it's ready.
That's the funny thing about. I mean, have you done hit the live button? There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Oh. Wait a minute. I need to move. You know. Never mind.
That was Kennedy, wasn't
It looks like it.
it? It was talking about the moon, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a commercial.
Oh, I just that little bit I could tell.
Well, let me put it to you like this: my cell phone, it was commercial on Kennedy, and my TV's life insurance. All right.
Everybody's already started with the
Hello.
command yet. I don't think the bots get kicked in yet, so sometimes it takes a while for it to go. Hey, Al Bundy, we got Lisa, our cabin in the woods. Hey, Tony, Shift Kicker, and us here, Kim, Sandra Moody, Little Lone Prepper, Nate.
I think we got a new one in here. Kim Stanley.
Yeah, I think I've seen her post or commenting on a couple of my videos though.
Okay.
It's hard to keep track though.
Yeah, it sure is.
Especially a lot of people like to switch their names. Hey, Sassy Cat, hope you're doing good. But I'm getting worried about the bot now. All of a sudden, it's not kicking in there.
Oh shit! Smack it a couple of times. See what happens. How's the weather up your way?
It wasn't too bad. I don't know. It's supposed to. They're calling for rain. Oh, there it went.
Are they?
The bot just kicked in.
Well, now down here where I'm at, they calling for rain Monday during the day. But I walked outside this morning with a cup of coffee. I'm gonna tell you what, it got. Here we go. We got. It's a little bit nippy out there this morning.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I'm talking what?
40.
High 30s, low 40s, somewhere along in there.
Okay.
And me and the wife, we went and done a little bit of running around today. So I said, shit, I put me a pullover on, walked outside and pulled the damn thing off.
Heat it up quick.
You're very quick. It hit about 72, 73, somewhere along in there. You know, nice way. What they call pneumonia weather.
Yeah, I think we were in the 70s. I'm pretty sure we were.
Well, now, around here, it's supposed to be like it this whole week. And I'm listening on
oh boy,
some other people. Which
we actually had a pretty good size earthquake, 5.1 in California.
Yeah, I saw that. A couple hours ago.
What the hell is even that?
I have to zoom into it because there's a lot of them right next to it. Yeah, 2:42 p.m.
This afternoon.
Yep, 5.2 miles deep, and that's where the fault line is too.
Well, now wait a minute. 5.2 miles. I mean, that's right many miles, but still, in my opinion, that's not really that deep. Not for earthquake, I don't think.
Yeah, that's about where the fault, the San Andreas fault is, the bad one. I think there's actually one going off right now, or
Where's 10? She'll tell you.
yeah, 6 o'clock, which would
Be what?
be an hour ago. They're just little ones.
Aftershocks.
Different locations.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sound like that Tommy doing some rolling.
Yeah, I forgot to add there's if you hit ranks, it tells the ranks. I only got 3 ranks, so for right now, that is for the bot.
Okay. Well, now up in the northern states, didn't it do some snowing up there?
Oh yeah, they're the upper area in Michigan. They already got a good dusting already. I think it was 6 inches or so, 7 inches.
Hell, send it this way. Damn.
Oh no, keep that stuff way up there. I don't want it down here.
Am I gonna have to take a dump truck up there and get something to put in my yard?
It probably melt before you get down there.
They'd burn it. Yeah, I can hear Lisa Anderson and the rest of them. Bear, I'm gonna duct tape you in a minute. You don't hush up.
Wait, let me see if it works.
TH2 ain't no way on God's earth. 8 Ball, will Jeff make it through tonight without getting in trouble? Only if my wife duct tapes my mouth.
Oh, I don't. Okay, darn it. It was supposed to do it all on the same line. It made multiple lines. I'll have to fix that.
Did it? Well, now I'm catching bits and pieces of so-called news here and there.
Yeah.
And I've heard, what is it, about a suitcase going off.
Oh, yeah.
And one's putting the blame on the other and vice versa.
Yeah. I don't believe either one of them over there. It's just like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really trust anything over there.
Well, there's a lot going on. The people really, truly don't know exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And that's the thing. They're pushing over here that it's one side.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's both.
I
one's just as dirty as the other one.
Well, a lot of stuff is being said about Russia. If you'll clear your mind and don't stake a ground on either side, Russia really want to destroy what they got. You know, I mean, to me, it makes no sense. The bridge that they're talking about, one side bombed the other side, that benefited both sides. If you really, well, I know one side.
Not really, because it actually shut down the shipping lane there. Because
I'm talking about before it got bombed. You know, it benefited both sides.
Oh yeah.
But now,
it completely shut down the shipping line. So that means no more grain was going out or being allowed to go out. And on top of that, this is the last month for that.
Oh, is it?
Because they got to go back to the table and talk about extending it.
Okay.
Because they only gave them till the end of the month to export the grain, and that's when it's getting inspected and everything. Because untrustworthy parties.
Well, now, what is this about diesel? What, a 25-day supply we have?
Yeah, that's been said before. That was said last month too.
Okay.
But it takes longer to there's more process in refining it.
Right.
So it's depending what your grade is and all that.
Well, now, I know 90% or 99% of what we get comes from overseas. But where does the biggest part of it come from? Is it the U.S. or is it overseas?
At what stage? Are you talking about oil or after it's been refined?
Let's say after it's been refined.
It depends. If it's our reserves, they're going over to China. A certain son owns is a co-owner of one of the refineries over there in the oil companies, and then it gets shipped back to us if it makes it back to us.
I want to know one thing. What good is money if we go into this digital shit?
We're not going to make it into the. If it does go into digital, it's that the digital thing. It's going to end up more trouble than, because everybody said, "Well, we're already digital because we don't hardly use cash anymore," and this and that.
Right. But I'm just trying to figure out, how would a person get paid if he's not getting paid in cash? Why do they want to work?
Well, they get it's just like now, basically. You get everything's digitally put into your accounts and all that. I mean, you can actually go down now and take money out of the bank. You just can't take a certain amount out.
Right.
But
well, now if it was
because they don't even have that much money in a bank.
Well, now I'm just saying.
I think they have 3% of what's in the bank.
No shit.
Or it's 3 or 5%, something like that. Because banks really don't have that much money.
Okay.
Like I said, it's either 3 or 5% what's in a bank of all the people who live in that area and whatnot and do business with the bank. They only hold 3 or 5%. I can't remember which one it is.
Okay, let's say I had a job and I was clearing $1,100 a week. That's take home pay. It goes in the bank. I decide and it goes digital. How would I go and pull
What the hell is even that?
How would I go about pulling some out to pay, let's say, private stuff?
There is none of that. Then you get, more than likely it's going to be on your phone. You'll rub it over something, or eventually it'll be
tattoo
somewhere like that, and you rub it over something, or you rub elbows, or I don't know how it's going to work, and it'll go over to the next person. It's basically kind of like how it is now. Like if I wanted to give you money, I would go to online bank or whatever and transfer it over to you.
Okay. Now, I reckon this is going to fall into what the theme of the show is going to be about. Mm-hmm. Let's say, I don't know exactly what it's called right now, where you get so much money a month, and if you say something wrong, the government will go in there and start deducting and everything. You know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we're finally ain't got shit. people like myself, the hell, we'd be starving because I'm going to say what's on my mind. But I mean, how would one survive? Or is that what they are counting on? You not surviving?
Pretty much. Oh, thank you, Lily. I didn't even see that go by. Oh, there it is. Yep, I can't even. Oh, there it is. There. Thank you for the super chat or super sticker, whichever one that was. I appreciate it.
And good evening, Vineyard Chicks. I hope y'all have a good one.
Well, my beard's in the way. I got my Vineyard Chicks shirt on. Yeah.
Lake.
That's kind of how they have it over there in China. If you speak out or something, your social scores goes down, which that means they can take money out of your account.
Like I said, I've been in and out about all day today, and I caught a little bit of today. And if you got a delay on here, you might ought to engage it for a minute. But there was a person overseas that was put on trial and taken to the streets, and that person is no longer with us now. I don't know if you've heard anything about that or not.
No.
Let me see.
Yeah. Normally when somebody thinks of the Great Depression, they think it was just a United States thing that happened.
No,
it was all over the world type thing, and that's how it's going to be again. And the countries that have the most people are the ones going to get hit the most because they have more people. Majority of them has more debt and all that stuff. And that's what I was trying to get at. And this, I'm not the only one that thinks 2030 is when it's going to hit. And it's not like one day you're going to wake up and boom, it's here. We're already seeing it now. This is the beginning stages of it.
Okay.
And it's not helping that we have somebody making it come more and more true.
Well, now, back in the last depression, didn't that start in 1929?
No, it was, like I said, you start with recessions,
Right?
and it's usually multiple back to back like that, and then pretty soon there's a crash,
Right.
and
Crash.
And things go under, and that's what I've been saying about this Christmas or the season. Oh, I'm sorry for, you got to say the holiday season.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you have a holiday season, and if they don't turn out a profit like they usually do, and they're already saying that they're not going to. They're already anticipating it. Walmart has already have plans. December 22nd is when they're going to start laying off hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
Well, now look at it like this. You also got Target that's fixing to lay off.
Yeah, it's just not Walmart. It's all the big stores. Amazon's already talking about doing away with the certain contractors or people who's the little people that are selling, because Amazon is just not an Amazon store and they sell everything there. They have multiple people that set up shop, that they send in their merchandise and it sells from there.
About like eBay, matter of speaking.
Kind of, but they send it in.
eBay,
just like you can send a load of books and put them online and stuff, and when they sell it, they have it there and they ship it out from there.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Well, now I know when I got a little fortune in books. I've got and I do mean each and every book. Oh, which one? Harry Potter. I got from the first time they were put out all the way up to the very last one.
Well, do you have the originals?
Yes.
The first prints. Those are the ones you want to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have the Hobbit, the original Hobbit, that's worth like $1 million.
Well, damn, I went my luck because I know I got that one.
Yeah, they have the one cover. I think the sleeve that goes around the original Hobbit is worth $100,000 by itself.
Good God!
Yeah,
that's almost.
Because it has the. If you open it up, it has the map and everything on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when I go to Goodwill, I always look through the books and see if I can spot any certain books and stuff like that.
Well, now that's about like the VHS tape, Little Mermaid, the first one that come out. I think so many got by before they caught really what was going on. And I had it. I had that tape right there. Even in the movie, it showed some things it wasn't supposed to. And I don't know what happened to it. I really don't. But, you just got to be aware of what you buy and everything. I'm sitting here reading chat. Oh, I got to tell you something later on. Mm-hmm. Red Scout.
Yeah, that's why and what I talked about in the video that I did about the depression, the next one. They all have and I've read different scenarios of big businessmen and stuff like this, and that's the main thing is that the workforce, we won't have the workforce to pay into the taxes and stuff because they're not wanting to go to work. Places are starting to go under right now. A lot of trucking companies are going under because they don't have people to drive and stuff, so they're going bankruptcy. There's a lot of it going on, and the more and more this adds up, that means less the government's getting, and you already know how we're spitting money out left and right now, and it's 30 trillion in the hole. And all these programs that so-called programs that we're doing for different stuff.
You see that?
Yeah. But yeah, that's the whole thing right there. And like I said, Social Security. Social Security is already, we don't put enough in Social Security to for it to work every year.
Well, now you think about it. The people who is drawing Social Security now, okay, like, we are drawing off of our grandkids' Social Security.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, when our kids start drawing, it's going to be what their grandkids, to where there ain't going to be a thing left. And yeah,
that's why they're saying that by 2030 it's gone.
Yeah,
and that's the latest it's going to go. The latest.
Well,
so it could go in the next 3-4 years.
The way I have understood is if we go to war, when we go to war, shit. So many people will not come back, and they're going to raise taxes on us because our government has lost the income source. They got to make it up somehow.
Yeah,
raise our taxes,
and that's what and that's where it's going. Even if there is no war, the thing is, once Social Security is done, you have all these people that rely on that, and the only steps there is raise taxes or get rid of that population, which is the older folks.
Well,
and
go ahead.
And that's the thing. If you cut that off, that income off that we've all paid into, they cut that off, you're going to have a lot of them that's not going to be here no more, just because, you're homeless, nothing to eat type thing, and you're going to not be here anymore.
Yeah.
But still, you're going to have, you don't have enough money going into the government to run the government and all the programs that it's doing.
Man, now there's a couple of things I'd love to say, but
I
can't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's hard, especially when you have somebody that's running it, or more than one person, because you just can't put the blame on Potato Head, because there's a lot. You can make a list. And you just can't pick one side, because it is both sides. It is them.
Oh,
it's the head honchos that are over there, if you know what I mean.
Russia has begun nuclear drills. Well, see, it's before we got Potato Head in, the president can say he's going to do this, he's going to do that, he's going to do better and everything. the man can't do shit unless it's voted on. He can only do what he's told to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if it's voted in and they agree to it, yes, it can. And the way our House and Senate and everything has got in the last, for 6 years, it's a damn circus up there, plain and simple.
Did you feel an earthquake there, Jeff?
No, I ain't lit gas in a while.
Well, they said up on the border, northern border, there was an earthquake.
What the hell is even that?
Where, North Carolina?
Yeah.
No, I really didn't. But now we are.
Oh, it hit in Virginia and it was felt in North Carolina.
Okay. Does it say what part of Virginia?
By Independence, they felt it in Sparta.
Sparta, Virginia?
No, North Carolina.
No,
Sparta, North Carolina. Yeah, that's where it was felt.
Sparta. Okay. That's up in the mountains, the northeast part, up around Boone, northeast of Boone, I want to say.
But all in all, we know, even if it's not 2030 or if it's 2024, 2028 or whatever, we know something like this is coming. How do you prepare for something like that?
Bud, the only thing I can honestly say is what we've been doing. Stock up, prepare.
Yeah. How long did the last one last?
What, 10, 11 years? Something similar like that. Well, back then, you did not have near as many people as we got today.
Exactly.
You know.
And that's why they think it would last double, if not triple that.
Okay. You can answer this probably a lot quicker than I can. A family of four was to eat rice for 1 year. I'm not saying every day or something like that.
Yeah.
How much rice would they need to stock up on?
Yeah.
Would it be something like 100 pounds of rice, 200 pounds? Okay.
Well, you figure a cup would feed 4 people, I think it will.
Well,
of uncooked rice would feed 4 people. So you figure how much does a cup weigh?
Well, you're talking what, 10 years? Let's say 200 pounds. You're talking over a good 1,000 to 1,500 pounds of rice.
Yeah.
For a family of 4 for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot of rice and beans.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You got to, most people are not going to prep that much because, I mean,
ain't gonna be around.
1,000 pounds of rice is a lot of, and that's what I was getting at. And, well, my video is, I'm old enough to where, I'm not so much prepping for me to live 20, 30 years. I want to make sure that my family would be able to use it. I know you've said it before, pretty much the same way.
Yeah. But you look at it like this. After a month, you're going to be sick and tired of beans and rice, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And Bigfoot, if you're listening to me, I apologize. You might want to go in the next room. But treat, you may not like it, but it'd probably save your life. You know,
It's so expensive. Do you realize? Well, everything's expensive now, but
yeah,
that stuff is like $4 a can now. Well, not treat, but the spam.
yeah, spam.
I mean, that little can. You can't really say this with chicken now because chicken's went up so much, but
Don't even go there.
the pork is probably the cheapest meat right now, and that's how you could can that, and you could double the price of that can.
Well, now we went and got some chicken today. Just chicken wings. That's all we got. And it probably had about 10, maybe 15 pieces in it. That sucker was almost $10.
Yeah.
You know, where what a few years ago, that package would have been a couple of dollars.
Yeah, I got
chicken.
Eight chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I know it's more expensive that way, but
yeah.
Let's welcome the new member to the
What?
channel.
I thought Vineyard Chicks. I thought they were already members to the channel.
I did too.
That was weird.
But I mean,
but anyways, I got eight pieces of chicken, and it was $13 for 8 pieces of chicken.
Damn. So I went the cheap way. Mine still got the bone in it, you know. But chicken, hamburger, and bologna used to be the 3 cheapest meats.
Oh yeah.
So now a pack of bologna is what 4? I'm gonna say about $4.
Yeah.
Give or take. You know, depending on where you live. Yeah.
Thank you, Garden State Gardener. I appreciate it.
But it's like I told a couple today in a grocery store, they was picking stuff up, looking at the prices and putting it down. And I told them, I said, your best bet would be go ahead and get it now, because you look at it a couple of weeks to a month from now, it's going to be damn near double that. And they got to thinking, and I didn't see them putting nothing else back.
New member to the channel.
How's it? Lake is already a member too.
Yeah.
What? How is this doing this? Are you guys seeing anything in chat? That's okay. I see it now. See, I don't see that in StreamYard.
Bologna, $6.29 a pound in Georgia. My ass is staying the hell away from Georgia. Now,
$6?
That's what Suburban Hillbilly posted.
And see, I've got like probably about 8 pounds of it in the freezer.
Well, now
it was $2 a pound.
Yeah. Now, do you remember a few years ago? You can go. I'm going to use this, and I hate to use this. Walmart. You can go up there and buy sandwich meats for 99 cents a pack, and it had. I'm going to say 10 pieces of meat to it.
Geez, $6. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I looked at some today, and it's got about 4 pieces in there, and it was $3 and something.
Yeah. No, I don't even see that one pop up either. What the heck?
Now, who was that?
This is Life with Bobby. I don't see it popping up.
I don't even see what. Okay. The only thing I see Life with Bobby is my name.
Oh, okay. Life was gifted a membership by Garden State Gardener. Oh, I didn't even know you could gift.
I didn't either. Look at that. You learning something every day, ain't you?
Thank you again, Garden State Gardener, for gifting a membership. I didn't even know you could do that.
Huh. Yeah, now Little Lone Prepper says you can add a cup of rice to some canned vegetables, chicken and broth, like that.
Yeah.
And make a soup. I mean, there is numerous recipes you can do with rice.
Oh,
Fried
yeah.
rice, like that.
Yeah. 12 eggs, $5.99, 18 pack, $9.99. I'd never thought that eggs would go up this high. I
How much?
called for it. I said that they were going to go up, but I didn't realize it was going to go up this high because the bird flu.
Well, now we got a gallon of milk was $4.89, and the type of milk I drink, which is Firelight, a half a gallon, that was $4.59.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I didn't know. I didn't even know they did that you could gift those. Because that's something they did over on Twitch, that people would go in and gift, and it would do a randomly do it.
Prepping wants a link.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
What? Who's it? How much was that? About $10.
Yeah, see, and I already knew milk was going up because of the dairy farmers are.
I thought that was cute steak. Okay.
Again, they're saying it's the global warming is why the cows are not producing milk.
Hello, what an asshole. I mean, Prepping 101.
Good evening to you, too.
Damn, you sound like a robot.
I do.
You did.
Thank you for subscribing, EDC Gear and Pocket Knife.
Huh?
He just subscribed to the channel.
Oh,
that name sounds familiar. Why the fuck?
Yeah, it does.
Probably one of my subs.
Shut, Jeff. I'll be putting the back room now.
Yeah,
I can't do it. He's the only one that can remembers.
Yeah, but when I get up on your panel, you can do it.
Oh well. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
What you got going on tonight?
Also subbed to that 101 guy.
Thanks. Boy, that was good timing. Whoever did that one.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
What are you trying to say?
If you'll wait a few minutes, you'll get the real effect from it.
Oh no!
Oh boy!
Wait, they invented smell-o-vision?
I'm glad they don't have it.
So I've had a shit day.
Oh.
Talking about shit days.
Yeah, can I bring that up here or no? Are we not doing
Well,
that?
you already brought it up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my aunt is on her deathbed and may not survive tonight. So great. I have another fucking funeral to go to soon.
Oh man, that sucks.
I had to leave work early just to go see her. So like, I cannot get a fucking break lately. Like since 2019, I have not had a fucking break.
It seems
how many has it been this year?
This year? Oh
yeah.
God. Okay. Let's
7.
see, 1, 2, 3.
See that's.
I've had at least 5. It's going to be 6, including her, and I've had at least 14 between 2019 and now. So do the math on that.
Let me back it up. Little Lone Prepper is saying prepping.
What an asshole!
101, don't be too hard on me. He's a good fella.
I saw that. The timing of that. I bet you that was Lisa.
No, she done a hug.
Thank you, Sounder Moody. I appreciate it. New member.
I thought she was.
Do you have to pay to be a member or something, or no?
Yeah, the YouTube membership thing.
Oh, I ain't doing none of that crap.
The bot thing you don't have to. You just have to be here.
So I saw a video that might entertain you guys.
What's that? Is it safe?
Well, yes. It's just leave it to
Beaver.
leave it to a couple of hillbillies to do this.
Oh boy.
That sounds like Ginger and that other one I can't think of.
No.
What the hell is even that?
Exactly.
Give me a minute here. I'm bringing it up.
The H2 doing that one.
You'll get a kick out of this. And if anything, this will increase Ford Ranger sales. If anything.
Shift kickers on the road tonight, boy.
So.
No, let me rephrase that. This is a bad idea, and we know it.
We got any bendage? The leaf springs are like this now. But like other than that, I don't know.
Yeah. That's a dually Ford Ranger towing a fifth wheel with a limo.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I want to make up a Ford Ranger with hell. It's got 4 wheels on the back on one side.
So look at this dude's face with the comments of what this guy's doing. Like, listen.
Honestly, it's doing just fine. I should have said that.
I shouldn't have said that.
She's pulling her.
He's like, yeah, sure he is.
Yeah, groundhog runs across that road. That thing's done for. I'm not talking about the groundhog. I'm talking about the
30.
They're at 6,000 RPM and going 30 miles an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like, the fuck? I've never seen something this stupid.
Yes, TH2, a 6x6. That's what I want.
Hey, Courtney.
And she is up in here. Hello, Miss Courtney.
Up in here. Sorry.
Do.
So I'm going to be going over checklists tonight. In other words, check to make sure you got everything.
Oh.
Because the way shit's looking look like you're going to need them.
Yep.
So.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at here is because there's no way if we do end up in a massive another depression.
Oh, I wasn't talking depression. I was talking nuclear war.
Oh,
same thing. Might as well be.
We got to start the war.
Right.
There's no way you're going to have enough preps and stuff to endure the whole thing.
Oh no!
So you have to have some way of renewing what you have.
Yeah.
And
hello, DJ.
One of the best ways is a garden.
Well, now hold on. A question on this right here. In the past, I've heard people say if we do have a mushroom cloud, that our ground would be contaminated. If that is so, how are you going to grow anything?
You can't.
You're not going to grow anything anyway because you'll be dead. if it gets to where it's in your soil, your days are numbered.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
'Cause it's in your water, it's in your air.
What an asshole!
Thank you, Lisa. So the ideal place to hit with the United States would probably be the West Coast, beyond the mountains. Okay, so not quite California, somewhere maybe Nevada. I know it sounds weird because there's not really much out there.
Yeah, Henderson.
But if we're talking massive wide area of effect, ideally you would hit Nevada, Sahara Desert area, and the wind would carry the fallout across the plains, thus contaminating the whole United States' food, and eventually reaching the Mississippi Lake, Great Lakes, and so forth.
If there's still a Mississippi.
If there's still a Mississippi, yes. So
Okay.
ideally, that would be where you would want to hit.
Mindset. Oh,
Say again?
sorry.
Oh, back. Okay. I see. Anyway, what were you saying?
If it hits on the east side of the mountains out in California, all that stuff is going to go toward the east. What about the
it's
mountain?
going to go west. Yeah, it's going to go
Yeah,
east.
east. Okay, what about the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains? Would that
It would be up in the stratosphere beyond the mountains. It's not going to block any of it.
Okay.
It's at cloud height at that point, Jeff.
In any way, the next target would be where potato is.
Right.
What the hell is even that?
Which at that point you're pretty much fucked. Think about it. 2 nuclear devices. One in the Sahara Nevada desert, and another one on the East Coast. We're fucking toast, because if it's not collateral damage from the actual bombs, thank you.
Wasn't me.
It's
Talking shit.
If it's not collateral damage physically, it's resource damage after the fact, because what resources are left that are not contaminated are all going to those areas to help the people that are affected via those areas. And let's just put it this way. We can't even help Katrina or Florida. Or what am I saying, Katrina? Fucking Louisiana after Katrina. We can't even help Florida. Like, we can't even rebuild right after a hurricane. What makes you think we can rebuild after 2 nuclear explosions?
Go look at New Orleans. There's still houses.
That's what I'm saying.
That are still empty that they have not done anything with. And how long's that been?
That's what I'm saying. Is like there's no way we'd be able to even just one. Okay, like you hit the East Coast. I told you this years ago. Scud missile off a barge on the East or West Coast or in the Gulf. Doesn't matter where it hits. The point is it hits, and all our resources are immediately sucked into that catastrophe zone.
Yeah.
Well,
everything is going to be diverted. What is left?
Well, now, whichever country sets it off, they also going to get hurt in the long run.
Well, at that point, it's intercontinental ballistic missile wiping people off the face of the planet. That's about the only thing that's keeping us from actually doing anything.
Well, it's just as soon as one goes up, it's going to be seconds, and the whole damn sky is going to be full.
Let me just say this. Okay, if it was ideally, and I say this is the ideal situation, you have 10 minutes from the time Russia launches a nuke, intercontinental ballistic missile style, meaning it leaves the surface of Russia and reaches the United States. You have 10 minutes before impact. And that's if they warn you. So there could be one on the way right now, and I wouldn't know it, and it would hit Detroit, and I'd be fucked.
Yeah. Well, our government is not going to warn us to begin with.
I'm saying, ideally, if you had a warning. Most likely, you're not going to. Like I said, there could be one on the way right now. I wouldn't know.
True. How? Yeah. Okay. Sahara Desert. Yeah, it covers. Oh God, I can't even think of how many miles.
Now,
Would one missile cover, or can it cover the Sahara Desert?
yes, the
So,
fallout, yes.
so
As the stratosphere picks up those little radiation particles, that those things can go for thousands of miles,
Yeah.
and it doesn't take much to irradiate a little. Like, okay, you only need a few particles of radiation to contaminate, a wide area.
Okay, I got another question right here. All them pills that they're selling and everything,
The iodine.
and the suits. I've heard only once people say if that stuff gets inside of your system, it's like little saw blades or whatever. It's just going to cut you on the inside where you going to
Oh yeah. You hemorrhage
from the
from
inside out.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jeff, do you know anything about molecular
I know
behaviors?
enough to keep my mouth shut and let somebody else.
Okay, let me have the floor here a minute, okay?
All right.
Who here has heard of the double slit experiment?
Nope.
Okay. Let me show you here. 1 second.
Suburban hillbilly got slapped with one of my farts. Thanks, Lisa. She's on the road tonight too.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm not going to play any of this because I don't know if it's copyrighted. It has to save Bushcraft, but I'm going to just show pictures. Okay, so this is the double slit experiment here, Bushcraft, if you pull it up. Okay, so you have photons of light going through two slits in a board. Okay. And it's fired one photon at a time through these slits, and it will create these patterns. If I can find it, there. It'll create this pattern on the wall, meaning that the particle doesn't know where it's going until it's observed. Okay. In other words, it can hit the edge of the while it's going through these slits. It can hit off the edge here. It can go straight through. It can do whatever it quantumly desires. Okay. Now,
What the hell is even that?
now you were saying it gets in your system, Jeff,
Right.
and it bounces around. Well, if it's going through this area and it's being fired out, okay, imagine each one of those is particles of radiation. Okay, they're bouncing around, hitting your other molecules just as if they are hitting the edges of the wall. Okay. Or if they're going straight through your system, they're hitting the walls of your cells, thus damaging it. You ever play that game where you have that platform that you're bouncing the ball off of into the other balls and kind of destroying the balls up top? Do you understand? The little arcade game. It's like that. They're bouncing around inside your body and destroying it. It's like a molecular cancer. Hold on a minute.
I reckon what I was trying to say, once it got inside your body, would your body start hemorrhaging?
Yeah.
Yes, because it damages the cell walls.
Okay.
It's
Turns your insides into mush.
Right.
I know that was a rough explanation, but imagine those particles.
asshole!
Thank you. Imagine those particles in that experiment bouncing around inside of you. Instead of there being a wall in the experiments, it's your cells. Each time that particle or radiation touches a cell or something, it infects the cell and it spreads throughout your body, just causing sickness. Now, if your cells are damaged, they don't know what to do. Eventually,
Right.
it'll cause hemorrhaging through the eyes, nose, ears, and mouth, and
Yeah.
other places,
Everything else.
everything else. You will basically bleed from every orifice and die a slow, painful death.
Okay.
It doesn't take much.
And
Okay.
the whole thing with the suit, Jeff. The whole thing with the suit. It's fine as if you don't, as long as you don't take it off, where you have a place to where you can shower down and all that stuff. But what good is it going to do to hang around for an extra day or two?
Right. So in other words, if you're contaminated, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's not I'm contaminated, I'll get better. No, it's contaminated, you're fucked.
And do you have a year's supply of food inside your little suit?
Right.
Or water?
Do you guys know what Half-Life is? Not the video game, but when we're talking molecules. Okay. Obviously not.
I know the video game.
Half-Life is not. I'm not talking the video game. Okay, you have one single particle of radiation. Okay, one molecule, one chunk of something that is irradiated. The radiation particles have a certain decaying process. Okay, so a half-life is the time that it takes for half of whatever that amount is to dissipate and become negligible and dissipate. Okay. Let's say you have a drop of water on your desk or wherever the fuck you're at. You take a razor blade, you cut that water droplet in half every 10 minutes. The 10 minutes is the rate of time that that particle will decay. Okay. You take that other half, and every 10 minutes you cut it in half. And you keep doing this exponentially into these little particles, and it eventually dissipates into nothing to where it's harmless. Radiation from either plutonium or other radioactive matter can take up to 500 years to decontaminate 1 inch of topsoil.
No shit.
So imagine if that got tilled into the ground, 2 feet down, and that all that 2-foot span is contaminated now. So each inch of that 2-foot span, that's 24 times 500, that's about 500,000 years.
Long time.
Right. You're basically fucked. So ideally, you don't want to disturb the soil. You don't want to touch anything. Everything is fucked. I'm no nuclear expert by any means, but that's what science class taught me in high school. It wasn't much, but at least I retained that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The whole thing with surviving a nuclear explosion crap that everybody says you can survive and stuff. Once it's there, you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to breathe. So if those are gone, So are you.
Okay, y'all ever been in a dusty ass warehouse?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
Okay, I do it on a daily basis.
Or sand drywall.
Or sand drywall.
Done
You know how
that.
the dust gets everywhere?
Yeah.
Imagine each one of them dust particles being radiation after a nuclear bomb has gone off. You are never going to get rid of every particle, which means it's basically impossible to get to survive this shit. You are going to get contaminated at one point or another. I personally don't have any of these Tyvek suits or none of that shit because one, if I get hit where I'm at, I'm headed straight to downtown Detroit and, God forgive my sins. Take me now. I'm sorry. It's checkmate. Only so much I can do.
That's probably the best way out too.
At least I wouldn't feel anything,
Yeah.
I would not want to live in a post-nuclear accident or post-nuclear world.
Well,
Now,
it's like I said. I live close to a nuclear plant, and I also live close to a base.
well, hold on. The nuclear plants, I would say, are not even.
What an asshole!
Thank you, Lisa. I would say the nuclear plants are not even on my radar as to failures because even if they had a meltdown, okay, reactors have floodgates they open up should they have an issue. Okay, they flood the reactor with water, and the chambers that the reactors are in are lead lined. The chances of you actually being
The world.
chances of you actually being exposed to shit like that, no pun intended, considering that just anyway.
Unless there's explosion there.
Unless that chamber is breached
Yeah.
or is left open or some way or somehow something cracked that chamber, which I highly doubt it if the processes go smoothly, which they have failsafe after failsafe. I wouldn't be concerned with nuclear reactors as much as I would a nuclear missile hitting.
Yeah. Or a dirty bomb.
Or a dirty bomb. Exactly.
Which I probably shouldn't have said that word, but
oh well. Too late. Or Jeff's farts. Either way. It's not going to be a fun night.
There's no way you can hell. Let me okay, if I was to put plastic up on my windows and around my doors and everything and do not turn my air on, that shit's still coming in though, ain't it?
Well, hold on.
It's gonna seep through the walls.
You can only have so much oxygen in your house.
Well, hold on a minute. In order for Jeff to have air circulation in his house,
Here we go.
This is the same shit I explained during the coof. In order for them to keep the disease out, or in this case, a nuclear radiation out, you have to have a positive airflow, meaning instead of sucking air in, you're blowing air out. If you've ever seen construction sites where they have a fan in the window and it's blowing the dust out the window to keep the ventilation going, that's what I'm talking about. You have to be pushing the air out to keep the particles away from you rather than bringing them in the house. Okay. If your furnace is in your basement, most likely you're fine to run your heat if it's a closed system. Problem is you got to worry about your dryer vents. You got to worry about your plumbing. What is it? Where you have so it's not a backup or
the vent.
The plumbing vents. You got to worry about chimneys. You got to worry about Are my shingles sealed? Do I have a roof leak where radiation can get? There's so many little cracks and crevices to your house. Unless you're buried 6 feet under in a bunker, you are not going to be safe. Which at that point, we're all fucked.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, Little Lone Prepper done a comment. I would prefer an EMP.
I would too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so EMP, I mean, even though it explodes in midair, there's not going to be no particles or nothing coming down.
Nah,
It depends what they use.
That's bad.
Yeah,
if it's an electronic EMP, in other words, done via a computer drone or some shit like that,
yeah,
it's not going to be, no particles of that. If it's a high altitude nuclear device, then you may have the possibility of acid rain, which we've had a discussion about that shit.
Yeah.
You can survive acid rain. You just got to know how to do it.
What the hell is even that?
I would say that acid rain is not nearly as an issue to deal with as radiation, because eventually the acid will be diluted and so forth and so on.
Well, now with the acid rain, would it also get into our soil and contaminate it like the radiation would?
It will contaminate it for some time.
Yeah.
It will eat away at plants. It will cause skin burns, that kind of thing. But the thing is, as more rain falls, if it does, that will think about it. Okay, you have a glass of water. You put 2 drops of vinegar in there, and you taste the vinegar. You add more water. You start to taste the vinegar a little less, and so forth and so on until you don't really taste it at all. Now, there are some other radiation effects that you do have to take into account, but generally speaking, I'd rather deal with acid rain than nuclear dust fallout.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, that type would cripple a country a hell of a lot better than a nuke.
Well, yeah. An EMP, anything within line of sight is fucked.
But altitude would cover more area, correct?
The higher the altitude, the better line of sight you have over a wider area. Now, as you go higher up, you're further away from things. Well, the further away you are from an EMP, the less effect you have on something, unless you're directly below it. If you're 50 miles out, you may not get it shit. If you're 25 miles in, you might have some computer issues. If you're right on top of it, you're pretty well fucked.
Gotcha.
It's all a proximity thing, and if they do it in below the stratosphere, but not quite like ground level, then yeah, they're going to have a shorter range, but it's going to be more effective for what it does hit. Make sense? Think of it like a shotgun blast. The closer you are to the barrel, the less spread out it is.
Right.
The further away you are, the more spread out it's going to be.
Well, see, I'm sitting here trying to figure out if they was to do one of them, what cities would get hit first to do the most damage, which I already know.
What an asshole!
It would be they would do it all at one time. They wouldn't just leave half your. And we have stuff that is EMP proof.
Well, now
most countries do. Not us as civilians, but our military has stuff that is EMP proof.
Well, now, wasn't it overseas that 13 missiles were launched and all but 2 got shot down?
I don't know where you're talking about.
No, you're thinking of in Ukraine where the missiles were hit at the dam and 13 out of the 15 missiles got shot down. 3 made contact.
Okay, right.
That has nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing. It's not going to be, if they would do something like that, it would be, well, right now it'd be hard to do because Mississippi and Ohio River are like way down. Nothing's going to travel up it.
Here's a good video on would the United States survive a nuclear?
No, save it.
Oh yeah, I've seen these.
I'm gonna skip to the beginning here.
Very real possibility. Today, we're going to explore the unthinkable. How would the United States respond during a nuclear conflict? What's America's nuclear war plan? The United States operates under a nuclear triad, consisting of land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, sea-based submarines armed with submarine-launched ballistic missiles, or SLBMs, and air-based strategic bombers, carrying gravity bombs and air-launched nuclear cruise missiles. Now let's take a look at each part of America's triad and its weapon delivery systems. The first and most well-known part of America's nuclear triad is its land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. The U.S. has 400 LGM-30. An effective nuclear attack against America's Minuteman III silos will require at least 400 warheads, or one bomb aimed at each silo, forcing the enemy to use and deplete a considerable amount of their nuclear arsenal. But this strategic advantage also highlights the Minuteman III's disadvantages. America's land-based Minuteman IIIs are inherently vulnerable, as their location is commonly known, and therefore silos can and will be easily targeted. Bomb dropped in Hiroshima. The B-52 Stratofortress bomber is a...
This is our EMP-proof World War II bomber that we still keep up. If you see this bitch in the sky, which we have as of recently, run.
What is it?
Long-range heavy bomber with the ability to travel up to 9,000 miles without refueling. The B-52 carries up to 20 AGM-86 subsonic air-launched cruise missiles. When launched, the AGM-86 missile can travel over 1,500 miles at speeds exceeding 555 miles per hour, using its independent guidance system to deliver a W-80 150 kiloton warhead to its target in less than 90 seconds. Each warhead contains around 20 times the destructive power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The primary advantage of using...
Let's just say that plane can basically wipe out any country we want.
That plane can, from the time it drops, can it get out into a safety zone?
Yeah, the Stratofortress, I'm pretty sure, is what dropped on Hiroshima.
Yeah. Yeah, he just said that.
Let's see here. Is there a list of countries or cities?
But he said it was 20 times more powerful than the one that was dropped in Japan. And if I remember correctly, the plane that dropped on Hiroshima, it shook for a little while.
It was a B-29, I think. Anyway, these are the massive amounts of places they would hit, okay? The White House, the Pentagon, Cybercom, all these other places. They're going to hit these places first.
For starters, they make up the most survivable leg of the nuclear triad. Ballistic missile submarines are virtually undetectable at sea. Their stealth design makes finding one an almost impossible task, giving pause to potential adversaries. With at least 10 submarines on constant patrol at all times, ballistic missile submarines assure that the U.S. can strike at any time, anywhere, even after a surprise attack. With each sub carrying an average of 100 warheads each, they have enough firepower to make just one submarine the sixth most powerful nuclear power in the world. In terms of disadvantages, there simply are none.
Can they fire a missile underwater, or do they have to be?
Yeah. Okay. They can fire. They flood the torpedo bays. The missile has basically a torpedo peller to get it to the surface, and it pops up out of the water and then hits the gas and goes.
All right, I got you.
But just put this into perspective here. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
All of China would be fucked.
Yeah, there's no winner in this.
No, there's not.
Yeah. I've been knowing that for years myself.
The only way this happens is if there's crazy people at the helm that don't care.
Jim, we know a couple of them, if not three, right now. And they need to be removed ASAP. Ain't that something?
Thank you, Renee, for subscribing to the channel.
What was it? On the 6th, we set time back an hour, and on the 8th, we take our country back. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Here's another one for you, Jeff. The USS West Virginia. Gonna launch a missile here. This is how they do it.
Damn.
It's not that big of a submarine. We have bigger nowadays, but this is.
Oh, yeah.
Notice he's underwater.
Right.
Okay. It breaches and then ignites.
Okay. Okay. Now I fully understand.
What an asshole!
And he's moving as that's going too.
But can you imagine a submarine with 20 of them bitches?
Yeah.
Plus, like you can wipe out a whole, whole coastline with that thing.
See, that's what a lot of people are saying. East Coast is screwed. Period.
Most definitely.
There's no coast. It's all over.
Yeah.
It's even if they wiped out the whole United States, everywhere else is going to be screwed.
Well, the
Because
thing is,
it's not just here. It's going to be everywhere.
Okay.
Well, they hit us even once. Everything else is fucked.
Yeah. Just think, we had in Japan had that little incident when they tsunami hit their reactor.
Okay.
That traveled all the way past the West Coast. We have it in Ohio where there's trace radiation levels from that reactor. It kept on going, and that's just a little bit.
Well,
Just
now,
if something bigger than that, it's all over the whole world.
now, isn't there places still in Japan that the government will not let people go on kind of radiation from that?
Unless you're actually somebody that's still living from that, which I highly doubt, or a descendant of somebody. Like, I don't think you're allowed there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's another one, Bushcraft, real quick. I'm sure you know this one.
Boss prepping?
Oh,
This is Modern Warfare 2.
yeah.
What the hell is even that?
The Russians launched a nuke on the United States. I'll skip around to show you exactly what happens.
The silo doors are open!
Okay, you see these silos?
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 on each side, so 20. Yeah, 20. I was right. Imagine a sub just launching all of them. Well, here you go.
Wait, Cross, no! We have a nuclear missile launch! Missile in the air! Missile in the air! Code black! Code black!
Yeah, there's another example right there. When Mount St. Helens erupted, it was all the way in New York. The dust.
Yeah. We got some. I think we got some here in North Carolina too.
Oh yeah. It went overseas even.
still showing this? Okay.
Yeah.
Houston, this is ISS control.
It just hit DC in the game. Now you're in DC on the ground. Watch this shit. See the blast in the air?
What's going on? Get off the street now! Go! Don't stop! Keep moving! Holy shit! No! What the hell's going on? EMP!
Okay, you saw all the helicopters fall out of the air.
Right.
Do I need to remind you how many planes are currently in the air over the United States?
Oh, hell.
Can you say September 2001 all over again? But times a couple 100,000?
I hadn't even thought about that scenario.
And that's not to mention anything else that's up in the air. That's just planes. Okay? So,
What about our satellites? Would they fall out, or would it
Well,
even
hold on a
phase
minute. Let
them?
me see.
No, the blast would go the opposite direction.
Okay.
Well, you saw what happened to the hold on a minute.
Spacewalker?
Yeah, the space dude here.
Yeah.
He got it. The inner
ISS.
the ISS would basically be fucked. So
Now,
most of our satellites in that area would be fucked.
Now, ISS, is that in the stratosphere, or is that completely
Just
in
about.
space?
It's low Earth orbit. It's not quite
Okay.
satellite, but it's not quite space.
Okay.
It's somewhere. It's in between space and the stratosphere.
Here, let me show you this real quick. This is the airplanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, imagine an EMP goes off.
My God.
You're gonna most likely be squished by a plane.
All
In
this
other
is falling.
In other words, EMP goes off, run outside, and look up for falling airplanes.
Keep that up. Bushcraft, is that showing helicopters too?
Oh yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put it this way. Planes?
Oh, that's a Black Hawk, actually.
Okay, so all the planes, all the helicopters, anything in the air, and now not to mention, okay, we have a lot of woodland areas, right, and crops and such. Well, what does jet fuel do when on impact?
Oh yeah.
Burn. So planes equals impact, or plus impact equals fire, equals shit burning, equals bad day.
A messy diaper.
Yeah.
So that's not like including anything else you got to deal with. That's just the planes. Not to mention the I don't know, the lack of electronics, the banking systems going down, the power going out, the drawbridges, anything electronically controlled such as flood systems and so forth, all going out, nuclear power plants going down. It would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
No amount of bullets and no amount of armor or protection, you would not want to live in that world.
Don't sound like we're going to have much of a choice.
Granted, I would rather have an EMP than a nuke, because you can rebuild after an EMP.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to take some time, but you can at least rebuild. You know, you may not see it in your lifetime, but maybe if you have kids during this, somehow, maybe at least civilization would have a chance.
Yeah. Because after the fires are down and all that, you can replant.
If you have the seeds. And that's why we have the seed vault in Antarctica.
Or in my freezer.
Okay, we got the seed vault in Antarctica. We have to use them in the future. From a time
Sorry, not Antarctica. In
Greenland, I
Iceland.
think.
Greenland, Iceland. I know where you're talking. Either way.
Okay, how long would it take for the food to start redistributed to all the people where we can start saving the seeds from?
Well, okay,
I'm
you
looking
have to go through one. You have to go through one good growing season. Which,
Right.
okay, by the time you're fighting all the fires, ideally 6 months after you've put a fire out in an area, you can till the ground and it'd be fine. That the nitrogen from the fires would replenish the soil's nutrients enough for you to plant. So you got to at least wait at least 6 months initially. I'm saying until depending on what time of year, really. If it's in the middle of winter, you got to wait until at least summer to plant, which your growing season's already behind as it is. So you have your first growing season. I doubt you want to eat your first harvest. In other words, take your fresh seeds and replant them again. So at least another year to just get more seeds to plant everywhere else to get food. I would say a year to 2 years to actually get a harvest. Then you got to find out logistics. How are you going to ship this shit out? Do you have functioning cars? Do you have functioning roadways? Which that's also all going to take time. And God forbid people are going to cooperate. They're not. Okay. You're going to have roaming gangs, which you're going to have to fight off just to get a shipment of food through. It's going to be like the Wild West,
all over.
Shotgun type shit, Mad Max crap. You're going to have that to deal with.
Well, now
Go ahead.
Mad Max had vehicles. I think it's going to go back farther than that. I think
then it's going
to horse and buggy days.
If you're talking horse and buggy, good luck on there being horses left. And if there is, good luck
most of them get 8.
Well, good luck on you even having any. And if you do, that's going to slow down logistics even further.
Correct.
They said 10 years to get transformers back online after an EMP. Okay. Well, what about What about replacing the other infrastructure along with that? Okay, what else is burned down? What lines are still cut? What lines, where do you get the plastic, the metal, the whole thing is fun.
What the hell is even that?
It's going to be 10, 20, 25 years before you even start seeing progress. By which time, I'm pretty sure we're all fucking dead.
We'll go back to 1900s.
If we're lucky, Bushcraft. If people cooperate, we'll go back to there.
I wonder if people will learn anything from this, which I doubt.
Yeah, right.
No, they're not. They're not. It's just going to be our demise. People never learn.
We'll see. Okay, scenario. Planes falling out of the sky. You got the jet fuel in it. Like you said, is there going to be any forest left?
Right.
To build anything? And is there going to be enough people left who's got the knowledge of how to do this and how to do that?
And even if they don't have the knowledge, are they even able-bodied? Do they have enough food? Like, initially, you're either going to starve trying or you're already fucking dead.
Yeah. Because it ain't going to be no give and take. It's going to be take.
Well, right. You have a bigger threat of, if something like this happens, of your neighbors holding you at gunpoint for your little can of beans before you actually have any progress for societal's benefit. It's going to be people fighting over the scraps before it's going to be people rebuilding.
It's going to be like 2 dogs in the street fighting over one bone. That's what it's going to be like.
and it's going to be the third dog or the raccoon waiting for the dogs to devour themselves. He'll come along after the two are dead and just pick up the scraps.
Yeah.
This is why I kind of focus on my bug out bag being so tool heavy, literally and figuratively, because you're going to need tools. Whether that's for combat or for actually ingress and egress of areas to fight. I see it myself in an SHTF situation in the city as a scavenger, not necessarily hold down my one area here. Yes, maybe for as long as I can, but for the rest of my days, I'm going to be mobile, and I'm going to be most likely on foot and
Yeah.
trying to find scraps of what people have left behind.
Did you read what Grace Johnson said? They just robbed a guy who just got hit by a car in New York City.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Let's put it this way, guys. That's us being civil.
Yeah, that's been a lot of times they would somebody would get taken out, and he has nice shoes. That's first thing that goes, and it's like the Wild West. They did the same thing.
I was on a construction job in Detroit. It was about 6 Mile and Mac area. Okay, there's a gas station. A guy got robbed for his fancy sunglasses at gunpoint. He survived, but again, these are people that this is during like civilization, let alone the downfall of civilization.
Well, now let's back up to where you talking about scavenger. That's about the way it's going to be all over. The only difference is in the city, you're going to have more choices to go in and out of. Out here in the country, let's say it's going to be more wide open spaces.
I'm not in the deep city and I'm not in the country, okay? I'm in an area of Detroit where you have enough buildings to where you can seek shelter if needed, as long as it's not burned out. But there's a lot of places to hide here, and there's a lot of things that you can make work for your benefit. Even in a grid down situation, there's a lot of shit you can find and use.
Well, now that's the same way out here in the country, okay, or in the country. Right now, there are places to hide. Hell, you can hide right in the middle of the open and people not see you.
Okay, but where's the supplies going to come from?
That's another place. It's going to have to be. Don't hate me for what I'm saying, but we're talking survival here now. Okay, you're going to have old schools. You're going to have rest homes. You're going to have grocery store warehouses.
What an asshole!
You're damn right. I mean, so forth like that. You're going to have houses that people are not living in that the scavengers have not hit yet.
Right.
And I know that. And in the city, y'all got more warehouses and so forth like that than we do down here.
And think about it. Even in warehouses, like my warehouse, we have vending machines.
Exactly.
Okay. Granted, it's not the best shit to eat, but it's food. Okay, you have a break room in any workplace. You have food there. People don't think of how much food is actually in a fucking city. Even in, let's say, years down the road. Okay, I'm somehow made it through everything, let's say. There's still food to be found. And if there's not food, there's definitely going to be rats and raccoons and other wildlife starting to move in.
Well, look at it like this, okay? Within the first 6 months, your vending machines, they ain't going to have nothing. your schools and everything. They're not going to have nothing in there. What you've got to do is find out where it's at.
Well, hold on a minute. Is most people don't have the attention span to stick it out that long.
True.
Okay? Most likely they're going to see a situation happen. Look how long it took for people to leave Katrina in New Orleans after Katrina hit. You know, it was maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe a month. They stuck it out. Okay? You had some of your sticklers that just would not go. Okay?
Yeah.
They ended up surviving, but only by the skin of their teeth. Now, imagine that in a massive city such as Detroit, New York, Chicago. People are going to start to realize that, hey, food's not here anymore, or there's very little. Why fight over it? I'm going to go seek it out elsewhere. At which point, you're fucked, Jeff, because you're in the country. At which point, if I can survive to that initial point, which I highly doubt it, but let's say I did, there's going to be enough for a few select people to eat and fight over, and then eventually you have your wildlife moving in. At which point, you can live in the city, not comfortably by any means, but you'd survive.
Yeah, because different gangs will end up controlling different sections of that.
And at which point, you do kind of have to cooperate with them. You know, it's like, okay, you know, one less person shooting at you, if you will.
Oh, shit.
I don't condone crime, but at that point, we're not worried about it.
Lisa Anderson slapped 69 girls with a bag of chips. Really? Well, I forgot exactly who it was that just said it, but all you diabetics, people like that, they're goners.
Well, can you not remind me of that? Because, like, I've got family.
Yeah, well, I've got me.
You have to find other ways around that at that point.
You will, but how many people, and it's going to be far and few in between that's really going to know any of this. To get.
Let me put it this way.
Books.
I have at the fingertips of, right now, a whole database of everybody in the Metro Detroit area that just so happens to be diabetic.
Right.
Being where I work. Not that I would do anything right now, but let's say in an SHTF situation, let's say I have a solar panel, I can run a computer and get the information off of a server. Well, there you go. I know exactly what address to go to, where to find it, and who to find it from, and, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, Lisa Anderson just gives 69 girls a big hug. Hey, where's this party at?
Question.
Now, not a lot of people would know how to access these systems, but let's say you did, like I do.
Yeah.
That's a good thing in your pocket, to have. If you work in a hospital or in any pharmacy, or that is your type of profession, having access to servers, even in a grid down situation, to where maybe you could get the data off of a hard drive or something like that, running it off of a solar panel or a battery bank, you would have a plethora of information on where addresses used to be, or who, where, and when, where you can find supplies. You can do this for any type of industry, food, medicine, etc., if you know what you're doing. So don't just look for food to survive the next hour, but look for where you can get food for the next whenever.
Yeah.
And again, I don't condone illegal activity. This is all a scenario. a what if situation, if you will.
Yes, I am from Mars.
Thank me 2 years later.
Hey, babe, there's some people wanting to talk to you. She just raised her hand like, yeah, right.
Hey, y'all.
But I mean, you know, there's a couple scenarios that come up. I never even thought about the airplanes, the jet fuel, you know, falling and everything. And with y'all showing the map of the planes up in the air, the ones that survived, you're screwed big
Well,
time.
okay,
Well,
look at it this way. Look at what happened in New York. The whole city and multiple states were fighting one fire
Yeah,
in 2001. I can't say it, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, it took multiple fire departments to stop that. Imagine if that happened multiple times in New York. The city's
yeah.
gone. There
Question?
is no, at that point, there's giving up. You're going home to your families. Get the fuck out. There's no fighting it. You're fucked. I hate to say it.
Well, it's going to come down to this. And it's been said, I've said it, and I know just about every creator has said it. When it comes to the police, they're going to say to hell with it and go home to their family and
Oh
make
yeah,
sure. And it's not just the police. You're talking firemen, you talking reserve, you talking everybody. You know,
So Grace, or who was it? John Johnson said, "Doesn't insulin have to be refrigerated in a grid down?" Yes,
yeah,
but the thing is, there is certain insulin that doesn't have to be refrigerated
yeah,
all the time. So there is a time period between of grid down and the shelf life. Okay, if you have, um, let's say I got to the database where I can find people with insulin, their address, go get it by other means, if you know what I mean. Okay, maybe they have some, maybe they don't. Maybe they have other resources. Maybe I make friends instead of, or trade with them, or something like that. Um, Building a network, if you will. It's a different. Uh, what am I trying to say here? There is so much more benefits than just going and getting insulin from these addresses. Let's say you do have to go get some insulin. You have about, a couple weeks. Okay, let's say, uh, we realize that it's not coming back. There's no way. And
back
somehow
in a
I was
minute.
able. Let's say somehow I was able to access this information and find somebody that still has a generator running and is running their fridge with their insulin in it. Well, what happens after that is up to God. Let me just leave it at that. Um, do you understand?
yeah,
So, I'm going to do what I have to do. Let me put it that way.
yeah,
Uh, and me having access to what I have access to, I can't say, but
yeah, and that's
in,
even
in, in that
if those
situation,
places are still there.
if that place is even still there,
Yeah,
um, again, that's a gamble. But the thing is, even if I don't have access to that place, I know where those places ship to off the top of my head because of where I work.
yeah,
I know where this stuff is sent. I know who has it. I know where to go get it, and who knows if they have a database of where to find more. Okay, I'm not no computer savvy type person, but I can get into a hard drive. I can open a hard drive. I can plug an external hard drive in and so forth and so on. Um, and get data off of that. If I actually do know the system, like I do at my place of employment, it's going to be a no-brainer for me. I go to the server room, grab the server or the hard drive off of there, plug it into a computer, get the access codes like I have normally, because I guarantee you they ain't changing it. At least without telling me first. Let's, because, I'm employed there. Okay. So I let's say I log in. Well, I log in. Well, there you go. I know how to look up patients, addresses, and so forth, and so on. And look, you do. This is a threat that people don't seem to understand. Even in the medical industry, you think your information is safe. Well, in a grid down situation,
It's
think
not
about
safe
it.
now.
You're not just worried about the gangs outside. Who do you know in a warehouse that has access to your information, such as myself? How do
Yeah.
you know that they are trustworthy in an SHTF situation to not come to your door politely or not politely? Let me put it that way. Asking politely for your stuff, if you know what I mean. Okay. Not saying I would, because again, this is all a hypothetical situation. But that's a
Educational
possibility.
purposes only.
Right. This is something you have to understand, that there are other ways of people finding out who and where you're at. Okay? If you have a prescription, how do you know the pharmacist is not going to come to your house for your medication and or your
Yep.
food and other shit you got?
Yep.
When
Now,
it comes,
granted, an EMP is probably going to fry these systems. But let's say by some miracle, some of these systems survive by a slim margin.
Well, even if they don't, because there'll be people going to these pharmacies, and all they have to do is look on um, the printer slips, because
Well,
every time somebody's prescription is done, they have a printer slip copy of that prescription and where it went to. Like,
here's another
that's
thing.
where that went. Let's go over there.
Well, here's another thing. I fill literally thousands of orders a day
yeah,
with paper orders.
Yeah.
Okay? Let me just say this. There's confidential bins that we, when an order's canceled or whatever, we toss it in the bin and it gets shredded at the end of the week. Well, if yesterday wasn't shred day and it happens on a Wednesday, let's say, the day before shred day, I have a ton of paper to sort through and find addresses. I have stickers on packages. I have possibly trucks in the bay that I can go digging through for addresses to check, and so forth and so on. Now, remember the physical maps I have in my bag. Every
Yeah.
road is labeled by name. At least I can find the road, and if I can get to that road, I can find the house. If I can find that house, I have a plan of attack. These are certain places and certain people you have to be extremely wary of.
Yeah.
Okay, that person said they want me on their team in an SHTF situation. Yes, you do. Because I know where to find the shit. Not just the medical, but I guarantee you the people that need the medical shit have a lot more supplies than your typical person. They have food. They probably have more food because they're most likely housebound.
Yeah. They have it
And can't
delivered and
go
all
out
that stuff.
shopping more frequently. So they buy all at once rather than, every week. They'll buy once every 2 weeks, which means they'll probably have more in the house than your typical person. They'll have more medical supplies if they're even still around. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared for these people to die off. And, you bust down their door, let's say, hypothetically. Oh, you get whacked in the face with the smell of dead bodies. I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen if this situation went down. I don't think people understand just how gruesome an SHTF situation
It's not going to be just in the house. It's
No.
going to be out in the streets also.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if you do, a lot of this is on an if, and it's a long shot even to survive to this point.
Yeah.
But let's say you did by some miracle. Every time you breach a house door looking for food or whatever, searching an area, you can be ambushed. People can see you go into that house, and they can surround it, burn you out, and you die. Game over. You know.
You just don't go door to door and just go nilly-lilly in every place. You have to think ahead of time. Well, what if there's somebody in there that has something? What if it's being staked out and all kinds of stuff?
Here's another thing. Okay, let's say I do find an address. Okay, I found that address. I go to it. After all my hard work, finding it, going there, dodging gangs, because I guarantee you their streets are going to be filled with them. And so forth.
Look at them
and
now.
Let's say I finally do get in. Either someone's already in there, it's been looted, or they're all out of shit. So how many times can I do that before I'm either killed or so forth? You know what I mean? Or let's say I go to one of these houses and the homeowners are armed. You know, am I going to make it out of that situation alive? No, I'm not. Probably. Like 99% of the time, I'm probably not going to. So even the scavenging part of things is going to be extremely hard.
Wait a minute.
Just to what?
Well, now let me back it up here. Donna D says no deliveries arrive at my house. Do not order online or delivery. I just want to ask one question. Do you pick up meds for yourself or anybody in your household?
Me?
No, Donna D. Because if she does, then she falls right in the category you're talking about.
Well, here's another thing. My place also ships to P.O. boxes. Where are P.O. boxes?
Post office.
Post office. Post offices are not the typical place you think to raid. Why would you raid a post office? Well,
I would.
You have a hell of a lot of.
There's a lot of food
what I'm
and
saying is the
supplies.
general public doesn't think about going.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go find food. I'm gonna go to the post office. No, they think fucking Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't click in their head. Okay. P.O. boxes, addresses that I can get off orders at my work. Let's say, in this situation, I have lists of P.O. boxes. I go to that post office. Well, I can find their address, packages that have shipped. Maybe there's food. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's supplies. Who knows? There's damn well a break room, you know?
Yeah.
So.
See, that's another scenario I hadn't thought about. Post office. And like what Life said, it definitely run a UPS place, FedEx, or what, and look at it. You know, there's companies that send food UPS, you know, like that.
My company sends stuff UPS, FedEx.
See?
Food. Granted, it's for disabled people, but it's that nutrition stuff, the boost stuff that you get off the shelf.
Yeah.
That the protein drinks, that'll keep you going. I wouldn't knock that in an SHDF situation by any means.
No.
It's loaded with good shit for you. It doesn't taste funny. I used to drink them while I was at doing construction.
Damn, I can't picture you doing construction.
I told you I used to lift 3/4 inch OSB upstairs sideways single-handedly.
Yeah, I remember you saying that now.
Yeah. I used to hang off of floorboards or floor joists with my hammer, getting into odd positions, trying to hammer down different pieces of wood in a bathroom, hanging above a 20-foot drop into a basement in southeast Detroit. So, yeah.
Night, Chicken Little.
So, just saying, it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go do my shit. So if y'all want to meet me over there,
Out.
we can continue
Bye.
this.
Buenas noches. Adios.
We can continue this discussion over there.
Over there.
Evidently not, because you still here. Damn.
Well, he's gone now.
Yeah, he is. I didn't get a chance to say in the near future, 101 and Bushcraft family may be doing a whole new thing called questions and answers.
Maybe, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out for the night. We covered a bunch of stuff tonight, which is good.
It is.
I wanted to thank, first of all, the mods for keeping everything under control, and which I can look on my board over here because I can see everything that happened. Boss Prepping, thank you for subscribing. Renee, thank you for subscribing. Sandra Moody, thank you for becoming a member. EDC Gear and Pocket Knife, thank you for subscribing. Lake, thank you for, I don't know why that popped up. And the Vineyard Chicks, I think they just said hello or something. Lily, thank you for the super chat. Garden State Gardener, thank you for becoming a member and doing a gift member. There it is. And thanks everybody else. We will be over at 101's. Shift Kicker dropped a link over there, and we'll continue the conversation over there. And Thursday we'll be over at Jeff's channel.
Yeah.
Until next time, thanks everybody for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bushcraft